Folks, welcome to Mukbang Season 8, Upper Bracket Round 2. We got Wanted Goons versus Walkdown Esports, and today I'm joined by Milo. Thank you for coming by.
Am I supposed to be on mute? You're
Yes,
on mute, it's fine.
motherfucker. Okay. My
You told
caster
me to
hates
mute in
me.
my defense.
Uh,
You told him to mute on
I said
Discord! Anyway,
until we started. But yeah,
I
welcome
didn't
everyone,
need to
one and
mute.
all.
It's gonna be fun watching Wanted Goons. Don't know how their team's gonna be going with because obviously they've had a lot of roster changes recently. So excited to see two teams that aren't really teams, to be fair.
This is true. Both teams do have changes to their rosters. We can go ahead and look at the rosters right now, starting with Wanted Goons. Right now, of course, Geek, Scarping, ItQC, and Roxo are your main four. Ghost is being picked up as just a trial, little substitution. Hopefully, he can do well. Any notes for you for this team or the next, Milo?
Well, obviously, Ghost coming in. I know he's subbed with them before, but even that, I'm pretty sure it was Scarping that maybe wasn't on this roster before because obviously the previous roster was Geek, ITQC, Roxo, Slinky, and Lost. But obviously, both Slinky was dropped and then Lost later on left the team. So it's going to be a big rebuilding phase for them, and it's going to be a nice test for them to see if this new roster can stand up to their last roster.
Yeah. And speaking of other rosters, you did mention Lost. Of course, he did leave fairly recently for Scarping. But enough about these chuckleheads. We're going to go ahead and look at Walkdown Esports, who also have a substitution for this game. The main four being Derek, Branny, Conquer, and Hoopin, with Cirques as the emergency substitution for this match specifically. Anything to add?
I mean, Suggs is pretty good, you know. Top 10 player in
Nah.
T2, made top 4 in Element, and had a really good Challenger series under Aerial Rise. But it's more about the cohesion. Obviously, he doesn't play with his team often. Are they just going to allow Cirques to do whatever he wants? Are they just going to allow as a team to float around and play whatever he wants to do? Obviously, he does have some chemistry with Conquer. They actually used to play with each other on, I'm pretty sure it's Flotation Station along with Holy ZK. So there's a little bit of cohesion there, so maybe he'll already be used to the system that Conquer likes to run.
Well said. And I mean, with not much else to add, I think we'll just go ahead and look at the map bans here. I know the teams are probably just itching to go. They're waiting on me. I've been having so much issues with vMix and OBS, but you know what? For maps, Border, Bank, and Fortress are our three that would be played tonight. Ignore the defensive logos; those are incorrect. Right now, it's going to be Wanted Goons on defense for map 1, and then there'll be starting on attack for map 2.
It's interesting, especially because I'm pretty sure Wanted Goons got the side selection for the map 1. So I'm curious to see why they picked defense on Border, just because Border is normally seen as that now attacker side of map, and then especially on Bank, seeing that if WD pick defense again, they're picking defense on an attacker side of map. So there's two maps at the start that normally are seen as attacker side, and Fortress, probably because it's still a little bit new to the circuit, it's definitely still seen as defender sided. But it is three maps that aren't really that common at the current state. You see a lot of clubhouse, you see a lot of chalet, you see a lot of consulate. So it's nice to see a little bit of fresh maps coming out.
I do agree, and I'll just head back to us right now. As honestly, listen, if Ubisoft is listening, I'm ready for Calypso Casino to come into the comp map pool. I think it could shake things up. I know there's some people who are like, it's whatever, it's like kind of good, kind of bad. I think it'd be interesting, at least for one stage. Maybe. But yeah.
Is it really a leak saying what's coming next stage? I'm pretty sure everyone already knows.
Oh, I have no idea, so I live under a rock. I guess.
Out and Villa's in.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about it. I love...
No changes to Villa either. It's just going to be Villa.
It's not even the new Villa that's supposed to be updated soon?
Well, the new Villa that's being updated is they're adding the pipes and stuff, and they're adding a singular hatch and a bomb site debasement.
Okay, it's the bomb site changes what's new Villa, because right now it already has the pipes and stuff.
Better maps, basically the same.
Better maps. As I think... I'm going to have to show everything on my screen. We're just going to go to the game tab right now, because I have no way to check on the players otherwise.
I have a way, don't worry, I can tell you. Everyone's in.
Heard that. And yeah, we should be starting soon. Teams are question mark. Yeah, I should ask Milo, are you able to see? Oops.
You have to switch the. Yeah, I can see. You have
Okay,
to
okay,
switch
okay.
the defense and attack, by the way, because one of the Goons are currently on attack and they're not supposed to be. You need
Motherfuckers.
to put Walk 'em down on attack.
GG. They hate a hardworking person.
Hardworking. You switch 2 options.
Hey man, I also started the stream, and I set up everything. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the background where I can't really show.
Bro, are we waiting on, hold on. Are we waiting on production, bro, or what?
I am production, man.
Okay, heard.
All right. Good luck, have fun.
Put him in his place. Let him know.
Yeah, sit
Thank
down,
you,
man. Sit down.
Love you.
All right. With that, Cirque's giving production a hard time. That will be, I think, a map DQ for Walkdown Esports. What are you thinking?
Well, no, because if that's the case, then what the Goons should also be forfeiting a map for giving production a hard time.
I think that's just you, unless they were also talking and I missed it.
Am I not part of production?
You're a caster.
That's part of production.
No.
Yes, it is.
You're-
Casting
you're-
is production.
you're
That's
an-
part of the pod team.
You're an accessory to the state. I can't hide my
Yeah.
things. Okay, well, enjoy seeing my FPS, which I can actually, as I show more
Kinda
behind the
off
scene.
there.
Yeah, I've been trying. This was
Go to general.
this was me playing around with the settings. Oh, I want to turn that off. I'm silly.
Yeah, it's minimal metric. No, it's under gen. No. That's
Yeah,
not what you're supposed to do. Okay, good. But go to general.
Okay, I'm going to
You're gonna
general.
turn your FPS thing at the bottom left. Turn off minimal metrics.
Oh,
Display
yeah.
performance metrics. There you go. There we go.
I also
Good job.
I had to change it back to 144 because I was messing around with those settings as well.
Well, anyway, talking about the game, the bans coming through, Glad and Dokkaebi, Cheese being taken off the board from Walking Down Esports, and on the other side, the Azami, the Smoke, default bans you're gonna see from on a border, but I'm surprised the Castle's still being left up and also not being used. Castle's very strong in just isolating the map because it's so easy as the attackers to take a map like border quickly. So having that Castle on board just means that you can just split off the map and just slow down the attack just that little bit much more. So just curious to see why it hasn't been brought up by one of the viewers, or even then why it's been banned. But I do like the Mira though. The Mira is definitely strong on the border. Curious to see where they're going to be pushed down though.
Yeah, very default Mira, I believe, as I think I saw it. If I just fly back, yeah, on Canadian and on the archives wall, I believe. Nope. They have the one in the cubby, actually.
Interesting. Yeah, basically default mirrors, nothing fancy coming out from Geek, no Gugs mirrors that I'd like to see coming out. But I am seeing the Cirques is instantly on the demo, so it does feel like they're just going to allow him to play that more frag-heavy role, that more solo role, where he can just give out the comms, but also just allows him to be free, be open, and get the frags that he can get.
Yeah, very interesting. I think we are seeing some good roaming. Twitch drone comes out, does not get the Mira. They are really doing their darndest to get Geek outside of that little cubby area in CC. There is also a little bit of a roam clear going on with Cirques below. Just trying to get rid of Scarping on the Solus, and again, trying to get below into CC. Still, Barney with the opening frag though.
But it is instant refrag, a big hit from starting to take down Cirques, but damage is being done to these site players. It's ITQC down to a sliver of HP, but they still have a good control. Never mind, Roxo is going to be the man that goes down next. And there it is, 4v3 advantage for Walking Down Esports, but Geek still has a lot of control of Cubby as a lot of players are trying to take him down. No Yings are actually left on the board for Walking Down either, so there's no one to replace him right now other than just walking him down.
Walking Down Esports, living up to their namesake, have collected 3 from Wanted Goons. It is all up to now Ghost. I was going to say Scarping and Ghost, but it is all left up to Ghost, who will find the opening frag, but will not be able to get the second on a Robot, who will clutch out the first round for Walk Down Esports.
Geek does know you can't take off a gadget skin mid-game, right?
Is that what's
Played
going
this
on?
game for long enough? No, well, yeah, Geeks put in the chat said, Geek put in the all chat said, Twitch has a gadget skin. I don't give a fuck, but take it off. Well, you can't do that mid-game, buddy.
Well, he could technically. He just have to leave the lobby and then join back.
Yeah, but the amount of custom game bugs there are, like, I
Oh,
just
Attackers need to locate and
this is
defuse
true.
as many bombs as they can.
And I mean, the other option would be to just have someone else play the Twitch.
Also, I acting like Geek didn't shoot the drone as soon as he saw it. Didn't really give any tactical advantage.
Some would argue it's the principle. Yeah.
Complaining to complain. Anyway, on to the next round. The first bomb site was not won by Goons, but they get to go down to their secondary bomb site, the bathroom tellers, and we will be seeing not only a top floor maybe extension, but we are seeing that horizontal extension into workshop and maybe even further into that custom site. So detention is going to be reinforced by the Valkyrie. There is a lot of times now, you already see the castle being brought up onto the board, you see the Goyo as well, and then you've got the tracks to make sure there just isn't any gaps on board. Curious to see about the Sentry. I feel like there's just a different operator that you could bring other than the Sentry. Maybe it is for that Nitro Cell, but I feel like you could have maybe brought that mute to really just stop the intel game that is being brought out by Walking Down.
A little bit of a staring contest going on between Ghost and Conquer. Ghost will smartly elect to fall back off of that angle as we just wait and see for these pushes to come out. Of course, Wanted Goons, I'm pretty sure you were mentioning, I was half focused, going for the top-down hold. So Walkdown will elect to respond in kind by attempting to clear them out. I don't see any Auroras on the board, so they will not be going for just the East minimal. It will just have to be the full clear.
Yeah, and they have to first clear that person off of East, but it does look like they may be going for it over. And there you go, there's the first pick of the Superstar. Takes down Ghosts, and that's a great opening frag for him. As there you go, Walking Down always getting into these early advantages in these rounds, and there's the intel of the game that I was speaking about. The mute would have just stopped that snake in his tracks, but talking about in his tracks, Blitz just doesn't know the angles that he's exposing himself to. Scarpin gets one and Geek gets the next, as that man advantage is completely flipped into the favor of Wanted Goons.
Before? Oh, we do not have ears or reaction times. It is all left up to Cirques. Good night, the super sub for Walkdown Esports. It is very, it's just insane how much, like, use Scarping has gotten on those top east staircases. First, the Blitz being unaware of his whereabouts, just getting popped in the back of his head, and then poor Hoopin just trying to open the castle barricade and gets a C4 to the face. So, you know what? Sometimes it's just those positional players who are able to take control of a round, and Walkdown Esports can just completely fall over to Wanted Goons on the second round.
I forget how great Walkdown Esports intel game was in that first round, but they lacked a lot of it in that second round, just completely unaware of the positions that the Wanted Goon players were having, and then it just caught them right in the back, especially when they have that man advantage. You can just slow down that moment, make sure that there is no gaps that can really stop you, and that's showing you the difference between these two teams. There's a lot of players on this Walkdown Esports roster that don't have the experience of the players on Wanted Goons. A lot of these Wanted Goons players have made TT before. Obviously, Geek, Roxo, and I'm pretty sure Scarpin was in that TT.
I want to agree with that.
I think, I could be wrong, but I know Geek for sure has that T2 experience, and also he was one of their best players actually for that Temple roster. He put up actually a decent rating for one of the worst teams in that series of Element. So there is a lot of experience on that side, where Walking Down, you've really mainly just got Cirques to really help them push them forward, and he's not even their main team member, he's just a sub.
Yeah, I want to say Scarping was in like Element 5 or something way before with I don't remember the team, but it was with Teddy. I don't remember if they went into Element or not though. This is the old cut. If I knew the team, then it would probably help. It might have been Outlast.
I'm checking Wikipedia, guys, if you need help with checking.
So another just
Element 3!
Ooh, I was right.
What was it? side, Teddy, Emilio from, and Scarf on the left.
Okay, so it was around the same time, but that roster did make it to Element 3, which was technically T2, so I'm not just completely insane in the membrane. I do want to talk about Wanted Goons going Passport as their site choice for round number 3 instead of Workshop. Definitely trying to throw off Lockdown Esports. They are a fresher team, so it is semi-smart. It makes a lot of sense to do that. You just want to trip them up. And I know Scarping and Geek just love putting in Passport. Geek, by the way, able to just kind of dance around, break in top east balcony. Not really any challenges coming out other than Derek, who finds 2 from the balcony. That's a huge play for him. And it is now tied 3-3 with just under a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, and they've only just gotten that top floor control, so this is still good time for Wanted Goons. It's unfortunate they weren't able to get those players from that top floor back down without losing anyone. But at the end of the day, I think you're happy with the players that have been taken down. Obviously, Cirque's down first and then Brownie next. And you've still got a C4 in the pocket of Roxo to make sure none of these plants can go down. But Derek, who's on a heater this round, takes down Ghost. So it's up to Roxo, it's up to ITQC to be able to clutch this round out. Now up against the 3 with Superman trying to flip one way. Can it flip again to the other side as Roxo getting himself into a huge corner underneath Workshop? But it's going to be hard, especially with the shield still on board. That shield and the 2 guns training
He's unaware.
behind him. The drop does come out, but does he know that the player's behind the bomb site? He doesn't up until the Monty takes him down, takes the gunfight, and Derek, he is down on the floor, but here you go. Roxo is behind, looking for the flank. Attempting to open though and gives away the game, gives away the intel. The diffuser can now go down. The advantage of site is in the favor of the attackers. And with 20 seconds left, maybe a C4 can stop this, but no! It's Hoopin to finally get that final kill, and it's back to back. Oh, it's not back to back, but it's the second round for Walkdown Esports as they come back from a 3-5 down deficit.
Derek just went absolutely huge for his team there, getting the 3K. I low key after he got that 3rd kill, I'm like, he could feasibly get away with an ace for this 3rd round. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. He did not know the location of. It was not Ghost. I think it was Geek. Or was ITQC?
No, Geek died upstairs on the mute.
Tisk. Oh, you're right. He was his first kill, or second, sorry. So yeah, I guess it was ITQC. He just had no idea of the Iranian site. Thought he was in supply closet, but nope. He was right by the metal detector, right underneath his nose. And then, yeah, so... Also feel bad for Roxo. That would have been a winnable clutch, but too many doorways were closed on his damn face. Had no way to get into sight. And then, of course, not able to let go of his C4. That would have... If he had gotten it out of his hand and, like, got to set it off, it might have picked up the kill onto the Monty, but with that crossfire from Lockdown Esports, there was just no feasible way that he was winning that.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially with the nomads being pushed up. Make sure there's no way that a Rackaway can come in and sneak inside the site. Maybe go for one of the ones. They just played it really well walking down. As soon as they were left in that 3v5, they just played so close knit together. So there was no opportunity for a one to be given away. They just picked off the single players of one. And I think that was their issue. They just gave away so many ones. They just weren't close enough together to make sure there were any trade situations that could happen for their side. But moving on to the next round, we are seeing the 3rd bans come out for each team, as well as the Monty is banned out by Wanted Goons. No surprise there, it's been clutched heavily by Walk Down, and then Mira is going to be the defenders. And again, I did see a lot of impact on that 1st round, but other than that, the Mira wasn't really utilised much, and especially the fact this is on the round where the Mira is used. So a surprising ban, maybe a Goya ban could have been better off there, but in the end of the day, that's what they chose for. And now they're still looking for the same kick they did last time, but without the Monty this time, they're going to have to be using the black to big effect.
Yeah, I talked about the Twitch drone striking again. Maybe that drone skin is playing too much of an impact and they should swap it off. I think it's only gotten 1 Goyo canister, so still, Walkdown Esports just slowly poking and prodding at the defenses of Wanted Goons. We see a little bit of a lurk for Cirx. He's just waiting to get the go-ahead. Ghost will find the first onto Conquer. That's the shield down. Cirque is able to get up the stairs, but we'll meet Roxo at the top of him, and everything is kicking off. Hoopin, the only player to be responding in kind, getting a kill onto Roxo in sight. It is all left to him and Branny to hopefully clean this up, but I don't know with how disciplined Wanted Goons are. I fear this might just be a GG go next round.
You say that they weren't very disciplined last round, giving away too many ones, so they're hoping for a similar situation here. And there you go, an Egotistical swing coming out from Geek, doesn't land the shot, but Lever does the Grim, so both players keep their lives. There's still utility on the board as the first Grim goes in into Cubby. No one on the close rotate, but there's a play around the corner, and there you go. The man advantage has switched again, back to even as Ghost and Scarpin both go down, but ITQC gets one, gets two. And it just about, as it looked like another round slipping out of their hands, they just about get it over the line, but too many man advantages are slipping away from Wanted Goons here.
Yeah, leave it up to the Quebecois to clean up Wanted Goons' mess. ITQC going huge. Honestly, Grim lived for far longer than I was expecting him to on that middle stairs. Just no one was challenging him at all. He was able to just kind of poke out, throw Grimby into CC, and then was just remained unchallenged until the very end. And much to the I keep blanking on these words, man. I keep thinking of huge, like, big brain words that I want to use, and then I can't remember which one I specifically want for to describe the situation properly, if that makes sense. But all I know are the complicated words.
Apparently not, you keep forgetting them.
Oh, man. They're in there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But we're back onto Bathroom and Tellers. The first bomb site that Wanted Goons were able to lock down, were able to win with a big top floor hold, and that all came down to taking down Cirx first, who really has not been having the impact you would expect from a player of his caliber. 1-4 right now, and I think he's also been entry death 2 different rounds so far out, maybe even 3 for his team. So he really needs to maybe come up big here if Walk Down Esports want to really have a bigger say in this match. I say that, but there's still 2-2 on the board, but it's something you would expect from the board. I would probably expect this half to go 3-3. Blackbeard looking to enter quickly into East. Does he know about the player below holding that vertical angle? C4 could be thrown at any time. Roxo ready there and waiting. Eager. The C4 is prepped and ready. Is it thrown out? No, he hasn't thrown it out at least yet. The Blackbeard hasn't made his move either.
Yeah, it is looking like they want to go for a top east push. Tiny Jerry will go down to Derek. Conquer will grab the C4, won't die to it, as we're just waiting to see Cirx push in the passport. He will open up the wall, kind of channel Roxo on bottom east, force him to just give it up a little bit more, play a little more defensively, but that Blackbeard is playing such a huge impact, just being a threat at the top of the stairs, and we'll see Roxo finally give it up east completely and go back to site, reinforcing the wall behind him. And I mean, we are almost tied with how low the blitz is, or the Blackbeard is. It could feasibly be a 4-4.
But the best part about what I'm going to do is done is really that time waste. There was a single player on East really from pushing in, and it took a minute 30 to take them down. But look at this, an aggressive angle being held by ITC. He doesn't shoot, and eventually does, despite the fact Hoopin nearly read the game and nearly read the angle. But Derek just wall bangs him. Check his PC right now. That is a disgusting shot. Obviously, he did have the information, but still lining it up perfectly through the wall. But then Geek again answers back. It goes back and forth. The trade game. There's a run up and it comes from the Solus. It is, as he takes down Cirx again. Another round where the T2 superstar has 0 impact.
That was just a huge play that just happened for both sides even. Branny left all alone, and Vince will get the down onto the cage, but will not be able to get the frag. It is all left to Conquer. The person I said at the very start, low HP, probably down and out for the round. He is now the last one alive for Walk Down Esports, as, I mean, he does have the case, so technically he could get the plant off if he so choose, but with the cam in sight and just all the vert control on the side of one Goons, I just don't believe he ever will. He will challenge the Solus, will get the one, but Roxo with the back shots will close out this round, setting Wanted Goons to 3-2 half, or almost half, sorry.
Yeah, it's back and forth, a very cagey round coming out from both teams, but it was Wanted Goons that had the perfect team play there. You saw it when they attacked that Twitch at the perfect timing. They played all together. They 3-2-1. They parried the single player that was on their own, and then it just left the Blackbeard with an unrealistic task, clutching out 1v3. Obviously, Wanted Goons, they have been pulled their man advantages, but they were never letting that round slip out, and a timeout. Oh, yeah, okay, I was about to say there was a timeout. I always forget that it comes up in the right-hand corner when it's telling you it.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't if you're playing the game. It doesn't tell you as you're playing the game. It only tells you it if you're observing the game, which is so confusing to me, so I've never seen it. But, yeah, obviously the halftime timeout will come out soon enough. No teams have used their own timeouts yet, but that's not surprising. This game has just been so close. Every single round could have gone either way. If you want to Goons, you may be just that little bit bummed out that you couldn't get the 4-2 half already guaranteed, but they can still get it with this round out, as there's no going to be tertiary site here. It's going to be that workshop bomb site. No customs this time round out, as they did lose it when they brought it out last.
Top floor coming back out again. Wanted Goons just electing not to go to either workshop or
No, it's workshop.
oh, I'm silly. It is workshop. Okay, well,
That's what I just said, Chip.
sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm focused on the observing then. Well, I'll just scrap my point. I was gonna say they just wanted Goons just not wanting workshop or passport, but clearly I am mistaken, as we'll see a very quick east take from the side of Lockdown. Of course, wanted Goons holding up above. I could see it in Canadian, Tiny Jerry in CC as well. So many angles being held on all sides. Lots of support for their teammates as well, as Geek is in archives and has the hatch open, so he can easily fall off if he so chose. Seems like Rockdown is worried about a potential flank. Hoopin on the snake will find Ghost in below. And we have a sort of staring contest, but he turns at the wrong time and Ghost is able to just clean up Hoopin. Oh no, these that's the second time this has happened to Lockdown Esports, where they're just not paying attention to the doorways, and one of the Goons is able to get a free pick with no response at all. C4 comes out, will take some damage on the Blackbeard as well. That's mute C4 gone for the rest of the game, or the rest of the round, I guess. A little bit of both. And yeah, we're halfway through, and still very little map control for the side of Lockdown.
They do have east control. They've been able to also take office control after taking down I2QC on that Malusi, and now they also have the archives wall open, slowly flushing out the players, but it has taken a lot of time, with Geek being able to play in maybe a rat corner here, especially if he's not out. C4 does land. Scarping takes down Granny, and again, that's the man advantage going back into the favor of Wanted Goons, as it does look like the attackers, they have decided to go for the horizontal, but Ghost somehow gets a double, and then Geek has the flat or the rotate of a sentry. That's interesting rotate coming out, but anyway, Cirque's taking that top floor, looking for a 1v4. If there's any player here, never mind, Ghost just kills him with C4.
Second C4 of the damn round. Oh, those C4s were extremely deadly this round from the side of Wanted Goons. I don't know what Geek was doing, but even without talking about him hopping outside the building, just Ghost going huge, not being able to get found out at all. I don't know where he got those other two. I assume he was back in sight, but once that snake was off the board, they really just had to face check everything. It did not seem like Walkdown Esports has, honestly, any drone game. It's just tough when you're going against a team with as much experience as Wanted Goons have, even though they tend to throw my ranked games, but I guess this is a little bit different.
I'm pretty sure it's you throwing their ranked games. Let's be honest.
Okay, someone is throwing my ranked games, and I don't think it's me.
I'm pretty sure it's you. Hold on, let me go onto R6 tracker.
Oh, we don't have to do that.
No, I think we can do that.
All right.
And
Well,
then we'll say who's throwing who's. I don't even know what your name is.
same as my
Always
Twitch.
send it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
0.91 KD. Okay.
It's pretty good.
Your last match. Let's see. Let's see your last match. Oh, you had a good last match. 9-8.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That was all
9 and
solo queue
2,
as well.
Okay. 4. To be fair though, you're an admiral, right?
Okay.
2 and 5 though.
Hmm. That was
5
probably a
and
cheater.
7.
That was also a cheater, I think.
Always a cheater.
I mean,
Interesting.
they're everywhere, man. I can't. There's not much to be done.
But anyway, back to the game. Obviously, with this halftime timeout being called, I don't think either team have a coach. I'd be very surprised if either team had a coach. But either way, there's probably just going to be their main IGL speaking to the team. Probably on the other side of walk down, maybe even Cirques giving the team just that little bit of boost, a little bit of energy as being that most experienced one on his team, learning from a great mind like TK. But still, it's going to be hard coming back from this deficit, especially when you were on that favoured side to start with. But here comes the second half of bans for either team. What are the bans going to look like? Are they going to look any similar to what we saw in the first half? Here we go. We're going to see here. It's going to be, yep, the Azami and the Glass, the exact same 2 bans that we saw first. Very exciting.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how much Glass has gotten banned in more recent. He's seen a lot more use. It's kind of like how when Finka got her change, she instantly got a lot more use to Spectre in the LMG meta. But I don't know. It used to be more of a niche pick, and now he has been picked more and more often by so many players. Personally, I don't like using them, but I'm also usually on the hard breach, so it doesn't really apply to me.
Yeah, and then the second 2 bans, different from what we saw last time at least. The Aruni, no DMR going to be used other than
Defenders,
Kubrow
protect your
if they
bombs
pivot
from being
into that.
defused by
And to be
attackers.
fair, they have Brownies on that Kubrow DMR. And then you have the Ying being banned out. So again, a lot of cheese not going to be seen on Border. And that makes sense just because how Border can be played as a map. There is a lot of cheese players you can do this. Every site basically has some type of rush that you can go for quickly. Obviously, with the Archives rush, you have the Vents rush, you have the Tellers rush. Every single one is just a jump inside a window, walk inside a door, and just try and get the bomb down in the cover of smoke with a Thatcher on board to stop any C4s or any funny
10
business.
seconds remaining.
So that's normally why sometimes you'd see a solo, but either this time it would be the Tachanka that would be
5
played
seconds
to
to go.
stop one of those types of rushes. But looking at the side of Wanted Goons, I doubt that's going to come
Attackers
out just
objective
because
is
it
to
more
locate a
looks
bomb
like a
and defuse it.
traditional clear lineup.
Where's that drone?
You're not fancy with these, like.
I'm trying to find the drone. Oh, it was found. I was going to mention earlier on, Cirques had gone for a drone hunt. Oh, it was on the roof. And completely missed Roxo's drone in custom. So that drone gets to live another day and just hold cut for below. As we'll see another just CC take from Wanted Goons here. Both teams really favoring that take. Cirques, of course, playing in CCTV. Going to be the main stopping force. He doesn't have any support, which I do somewhat question. Hoopin is on East, so at least that area will be cleared for the time being. But Wanted Goons just kind of slowly repositioning their chess pieces, if you will, on the board, making sure all their I's are dotted and T's are crossed as we just wait for the first gunfights to break out.
Yeah, a lot of time being used up by Wanted Goons. They're a minute off the board and not even a singular player has even stepped inside the building. Just a little bit worried about any kind of foul play being had, and there's going to be a player is on those east stairs. There's still 3 toxic babes remaining to be able to burn out even more time, but he nearly let his life go forfeit, but instead he's going to take Roxo down. That's a big utility off the board, but the Twitch drone downs him. ITQC going to be credited with that Twitch drone kill. Enough damage done by the Dokkaebi to make sure that the Twitch drone could just about finish him off, and it will be the phone call that actually blows him sky high, but it will be an ITQC kill because of the down from the Twitch drone. But now Eve Control has finally been captured by the side of Wanted Goons, but it has taken a lot of time to do so.
Yeah, left on the board. It feels like we're watching Vitality play right about now. If we're talking about just old teams, old metas. Of course, minute left on the board. I'm not overly worried about Wanted Goons' ability to just collapse and rush the site, but they are slowly running out of time if they were hoping to do so at any time soon. And as I say that, Cirque's able to catch out Geek on the balcony. Will take a lot of damage from the phone exploding, and the player top east finally goes down, but trades coming out already as Derek will find the C4 pick, and it's all left up to RTTC and Ghost, who will have to swing into Archive's office. Will he find the down? No, it was Derek who finds the down. All left up to Ghost. He somewhat knows where Warden's position is. He is looking towards Canadian. Will find the down finally and the kill. Tachanka just in the middle of nowhere. Will take a few shots, but escapes with his life. 15 seconds left. Still plenty of time to work with. He has to go for these kills. Flames coming out. Does he know about the office player? He does, but is not able to win it as Lockdown Esports take their first defensive round.
I don't know if someone say 15 seconds still plenty of time. I don't think that is plenty of time. Like,
Hey,
that's quite not a lot of time.
any time is plenty of time if it's not 0.
So 1 second is plenty of time to have a 1v5 ace and plant the bomb.
Well, assuming that all the players are right on top of you and you're able to just like get a one tap 5-person collat, technically plenty of time.
Shumi makes an ass out of you and me, and the assumption was not good enough for one to use that round, as the opening picks just didn't go their way. I think the time that they stored out so early on while trying to clear that each play just really costed them, especially the fact that he didn't even use any of his toxic vectors. I'm pretty sure he died with all 3 in pocket, and he got away with just theft with taking down that capital on those east stairs, and then luckily eventually we were able to trade him out, but it was too much damage done by the smoke there on the east stairs. And now we're looking at a little bit of a change up. Normally we see the bathroom tellers being most team secondary bomb site, but it will be the vents and workshop bomb site, and a lot of utility is going to be placed down. I did see one of those Goya canisters was popped prematurely. I think it was on accident while trying to make the vert, but there will only be 3 now that Warner Goons has to deal with, and 2 of them are still in the pocket of Derek.
Very rough placements, I'd say, for those Goyo canisters. Of course, you mentioned the one getting picked off early, but the second one's going to go down really quickly right here as we see the doors get popped open, and Geek doesn't even bother going in. He's just trying to get the doors open for pressure, as it looks like Wanted Goons are somewhat setting up for a quick play. Of course, Thatcher on there as well, just trying to catch out any C4s or people's on cams. Ace going for the upstairs walls just to create even more pressure on the side of Wanted Lockdown, as Granny misses the impact and the headshot. That would have been round momentum shifting if he had managed to get that, but alas, it is still all 5 players on both sides still up, just waiting for this execute to come through.
Bomb diffuser has been
Yeah,
dropped.
we said how cheesy Border can be, and it's exactly what One Goons are looking for, but again, they've stalled out a little bit, and they haven't made much noise elsewhere around the map, so it does feel like Walking Down should know what is going on. They should know what the game zone is going to be. The only thing is, they will need to perfectly EM the Solus when this player wants to go in for this plant. The phone call will be blown up in the pocket of Derek, but doesn't matter, as his face will be the next thing that blows up as Geek gets a disgusting shot from all the way outside the building, and it is an opening pick very quickly. Answer back, and again, it's that Capital going down, but Geek, he's getting the plant down. He's planted down right under the noses of the castle. Where is the Scopus? Where is the Solus? Sorry. And it goes down, despite having all the util to try and stop that plant. It doesn't matter, as the kills come raining out from Geek, the plant comes raining out from Geek, and it's now a 1v4 for the castle.
Easier said than done. Claymore collected his teammate, and the phone call and the players outside will finish him off, as, I mean, we keep saying it, but both teams just going blow for blow with these rounds. As it is extremely crazy how Walkdown just had no site presence at all. They had no idea where the plant was going. They had no one in bathroom to hold for that lurk on the archive side. It was just very, very minimal control. They were just expecting Wanted Goons to go for a top down every single time of the year, and Wanted Goons just have too much experience to know that they really need to force an upstairs take when the site is just free for the taking.
Defenders, protect your bombs
And
from
the other
being
issue
defused
that
by
man is
attackers.
the fact that the Solus was also just wasn't in position. I feel like if that Solus was in
Attackers have
the right
located a bomb.
civilians, the Castle just looked at the right vert. The planter goes down, they then have the man advantage, and they then have the control of the bomb deep inside a site with the vert completely on, stopping anyone from getting it. And the other thing is, when you know that a team is making very minimal noise around the map, you know that it's going to be a minimal clear. You know that they're just going to be going down for one area. Yes, they also did have that backside, like you said, through bathroom, but again, that's still only horizontal. They never even tried anything on that top floor other than
10
opening
seconds
up
to go.
that armory wall just to create that little bit of phantom pressure. But in the day, it was
5
literally
seconds
just
to go.
mainly on that horizontal side, so they should have known that something was up. They should have known they were
Attacker's
going
objective is
for
to
that
defuse
quick
the
plant
bomb.
inside of vents, but nothing really came across against those players. So it's more about, maybe that's just getting that's experience coming out from walking. That's the lack of experience, at least, coming down, because they aren't able to ID what one of the games are going for.
I 1000% agree. Again, if we want to talk about phantom pressure, I honestly believe it was all wanted Goons creating all the phantom pressure in the world. Just, there was not really much that they had to contest with all the running they did, just taking their time, making sure that they knew where everyone was. So while being electrocuted, I like this adaptation from Lockdown Esports, bringing the Cade and Two-Brow rather than just a Goyo to waste some time. The wall should get re-electrified semi-shortly, but not unless Thatcher gets taken out, which will not happen anytime soon. So it was just a matter of time before that breach gets open, as one does get popped. Ghost in below, just kind of seeing if he can pick anyone off on the roam. Strix is the only person roaming off the site that isn't like right directly above it. Now he is, so again, Wanted Goons just taking their time, making sure that everything's set up before they decide to go for this execute.
The more thing is, we're walking down 4 for a second round in a row. This cannot happen again, because it does look like the exact same solo take. It does feel like Geek is going to go for the exact same type of plant as well, as they know that there is a player back there as well, but there's a drone on to the Cade, and here you go, Geek, throwing that flash, getting ready, walking in, looking for anything he can, making sure the plant is going to be going down. As Scarping also pushes at the exact same time, so then the plant will go down that ramp, but Geek runs off the plant and down through the holes, and the Thatcher just running through, taking down the Two-Brow, taking down the Solus, as it is Scarping to have also Roxo to have such a massive impact on this round.
Yeah, don't forget about Ghost. He managed to get the person on the roam off the board. It is all left up to Derek, who did find one, but no phone left in the pocket, and just so little time and so many people to find. It's just not going to happen. C4 comes out, we'll find nothing, as I want to say this will finally be match point for Wanted Goons. Everyone, we can talk about them throwing their lives away, but that round in particular, they were very disciplined in the post plant, and it just was easy cleanup from there.
Though all disciplines apart from Scarping, who ran full spin at him.
Ah, you know what? We can talk about people throwing my ranked games again if we want to bring that topic back up.
Yeah, you are the one that throws.
I played a lot with Geek and Scarping and Ghost. Ghost, actually, I might be thinking of someone else. It might not be Ghost, but there's something afoot in my ranked games whenever I'm queued with these people. Well, I'll just put it at that. Final band's coming out, by the way. Solus and Snake off the board. The two, I don't know if Solus has really done much to hamper Wanted Goons, but definitely the Snake has been a thorn in Lockdown's side. Finally happy to get it off the board, but honestly, who would you have rather banned over the Solus if you're Wanted Goons? Are there any operators that
I
kind
don't
of...
think an operator has really been an issue for them. The one round they lost, it mainly just came down to time, right? Like, there was no Utah that really stopped them in that situation. Yes, there was a smoke on the board that stopped them, but the smoke didn't throw out a single toxic canister. So in the end of the day, it wasn't because the player was smoke. It could have been any operator on those east stairs, and they still would have taken as long as they did, and they still would have probably lost the gunfight. They probably still would have lost the Capital. So I don't hate the Solus just because it has been one of the most prominent operators that's been brought out by Walking Down. Maybe the Ella just to nerf sucks, but like Cirques himself hasn't really
Attackers'
been in the
objective
game
is
at
to
all. He's
locate a bomb and
2-9 right now. Not the numbers you want to see from a top 10 T2 player, let alone a super sub for the team. So I don't really actually mind the solos, just because it's been the biggest operator that we've seen used a lot by Walkdown Esports.
I'll agree with that. Honestly, I do largely agree with what you're saying. I still feel that maybe Ella would have been a smarter ban, just because it allows Cirques to just be let loose. He doesn't have to worry about finding the plants, which he wasn't really doing that good of a job of regardless. So I honestly,
Cirques wasn't on solos, to be fair. Cirques was on mute.
last round he was on mute. Oh, you are correct. You are correct. That's my mistake. Okay. Well, regardless, I feel
Cirques was on solos, but Plant may have not gone down the first round. So
fair. Really, I need to pay more attention to what I'm observing.
talking about what you're observing, Scarping goes down first. Oh no, sorry, takes the first pick down. As the mute goes down early, I think that was their East Stairs player. So something that they took so long to take last time, they've got it quickly and they've done it without losing a life. So there's massive improvements coming up from what the Goons there. Geek then gets the next on Cirques. Geek then gets the next on Derek. Your two best players down. It's all left up to the back line here to try and maybe touch out this 2v5. Right, 1v5. Conqueror at least gets one onto ITQC. The blitz is low of Ghost, but he doesn't know that as Geek is now getting this mark down, and it's just Ghost toying with him, shot through the wall, as it's going to be Scarping to end off the map from Winter Goons and put them 1-0 up in the series.
Beautiful take. Just, I can't really say anything else other than pure domination on the side of one of Goons on this attacking half. It was looking extremely shaky at the first half. Of course, it was 4-2, so obviously not horrendous by any means, but not something that you want to see for the most part. As I'll just find this. I'm back. As my stream will probably do Quicksilver. Oh, this is embarrassing. I need to figure out for... You won't see it until the...
It's going to show me...
Yeah.
Just how much I want to bite my nails.
I don't know. I have to figure out what the setting is. It looks like it's just saving everything that happened over the course of the round, as at least on my screen, we are going through it very quick. You can see me putting in stats for that last round, as it's just trying to catch up to this moment in time. So no wonder my rendering is through the roof. But with that, we will be going to a 5-minute break. I don't know if I'll let everyone watch the entire game here, as it is ridiculous.
I'm back to normal.
You're back to normal? I'm still going! Anyways, we're going to a break. We'll see y'all in 5 minutes. Doodles! Folks, welcome back to our stream of Mukbang Season 8 Upper Bracket Round 2. I'm, of course, again joined by Milo for the second map of Bank, which will be starting any second now. The players are still on a break. I just figured I'd come back here and say hello. Hello, Milo.
Well, seeing how that first map went, it's unlikely we're going to see a combat, but anything can happen inside of Siege. Obviously, we are moving on to, I'm pretty sure it will be Wanted Goons map pick, though, so seeing how they destroyed their opponent on their map pick, I'm feeling nervous right now for Walk 'em Down.
I would have to agree, especially after Geek. I have the scoreboard pulled up on my phone. Geek only died once on their attacking half, finishing 10-3. So clearly one player who wants it. I will send this to the game just so I can make sure that the players are ready.
Derek said there are, so if Wanted Goons are, then...
Both teams are.
Yeah, we can go.
Starting.
You could just start, you don't need to tell them to start.
I'm telling them, good luck, have fun.
You can also press B for, like, stuff, or space bar.
I'd come with a rebuttal to diss you, but honestly, I'm just happy that you're here and that I'm not by my lonesome having to cast and observe and produce.
Me when I just click leave the VC.
Oh, man. That's it. We're going back old school. No audio. Black and white footage. Yeah. We are on Bank, for those who don't know. Sorry, were you saying something? Okay, I'll cry myself over. It's fine.
Well, first two bans gone on the way. The Monty and the Mira going down. Monty very good on side of Bank, whether you want to do a top floor take up the red stairs, or if you want to take the server control with that Monty. Shields in general just so good on side of Bank. Mira, no surprise either. Again, so many mirrors you can use on side of Bank. Whether you're playing the top floor, you can have the mirror inside of Janitor. And then everyone knows the default basement mirrors. I don't really think I need to even talk about them. But then the Cade obviously hatches for basement, just makes it a little bit weaker. Means if you're going top floor, you've got to pivot into the Bandit to make sure that you keep that Canto wall closed. And then the Snake. We saw how much Snake was abused on side of border from both teams. Obviously, Walk Down, I think, used it more. I think Circspace used it every single round. To be fair, with minimal success, but still, they're not even going to give him a chance on that operator this time around out.
Yeah, smartly as so as well. Just shield player.
10 seconds to insertion.
I was gonna say Hoopin. I don't remember who the shield player was
5
at this
seconds
point
to go.
for the side of Walk Down.
No idea.
Attackers are moving
You're inside
to
the map.
bomb.
As yeah, we'll finally get this match underway. See a little bit of. I was gonna say a little bit of room clear. I'm also gonna move this over here. I don't know why it spawns you facing the other way. We do have Ghost hiding out in kitchen. Currently, the sole roamer on this side of the map, Tiny Jerry, of course, in elevators. Is it looks like Conquer will try and just hop into Printer here real fast. Walk Down, electing to go for the top down clear. Makes a lot of sense. You want to force all the defenders into sight, but Geek will find Deimos on the robe, so that is the end of that roam clear, as is all left up to Cirques above.
Good ID from Geek being able to just walk up those marble stairs for free and get rid of such a big operator like the Deimos. It's interesting to see that as this game has gone on, Cirques has kind of pushed back into more of that hard style role. Like you saw at the start, he's playing a lot of Deimos, a lot of Snake. And now, even at the back end of Border, you're seeing him pivot more onto the Hibana, more onto those hard breaching roles, so he can be more of that back support, so he can have more of an impact in these rounds out. You're hoping at least for the side of Walk Down Esports, he has more of an impact than 2-9 like but the drop comes out from at least one of the players, but there does look like to be a rat play still by Geek inside the open area.
He does get spooked by the drone, so electing to fall back to the site as Walkdown will just take all of open area. Hoopin not getting the memo though, as he throws a flash right onto his teammate. Is not the play you want. It seems though as though the team is just still a little shaken up after that last match. Twitch drone does come out again. It is the elite Twitch drone, which was never changed. So make of that as you will. And yeah, Ella Scarping being the only player off of site playing a very death role or death area. He does have the ouch open if he chooses to fall back, but Lockdown are just not going to pay him any mind as Conqueror is in a server room just getting the site ready for his teammates as, yeah, it just has all quieted down in this last 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's been them working the map, trying to get those patches open, get ready, and find something next. The issue is going to be, I wasn't going to say like TQC, but that's a disgusting shot to take down Congo. I was going to say, look at the smoke base and the time, and 20 seconds to try and get this bomb down. So has he found the gap? No, Suggs popping in the smoke canisters. Derek doesn't get one on ITQC as he's found the backside. Suggs can start to get this diffuser down, as there you go, 20% down, and it is now fully down as a retake will have to happen on this top floor now, as there's going to be a great post-plant position from this open hatch, as now Suggs also all the way back up the server. But what a round coming out from Derek, being able to find the advantage, find the distraction as the teammates run that plant. The double retake happening as the Ying will have to try and stop this onslaught. He does take down one, but can't take down the next. But Suggs has his teammates back and gets that refrag, pushing himself onto those more operators. He gets the plant and he gets that final pick. That's what you want to see from your super sub.
I will have to agree. I was very worried, at least, for Walkdown there as we were getting to the closing seconds. Roxo just blowing all his smoke bays did stop Strix from trying to get the plant down very early on, but after that he was able to just plant for free as Derek had gotten into the back of site. I assumed he walked in through garage, but I was not paying attention, sadly.
I think he walked down marble. I'm pretty sure he literally just walked down marble for free. I don't think he even walked down garage.
Honestly, I think you're right. Although Scarping was an elevator, he was playing a very, very passive angle. So I would not be surprised if the Twitch managed to just walk down the marble staircase and catch out both ITQC and Roxo off guard. Scarping did make up for his mistake later on by getting the refrag onto the Twitch, but by that point the damage was already done and there was nothing else that could have been done, as the plant had managed to go down. And
5 seconds to go.
I mean, you've seen the rest. I don't have to go ad nauseum at this point.
Heading out to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, gotta agree. But it's only been one round, and obviously a play like that cannot really be replicated. They knew what they did 1-1 at Goons, but they also knew what they did right. They were able to get that opening pick early. They were able to strangle the time away from wanted Goons, and it only came down to a hero backstab that really came for wanted or walk down and grab themselves around there. But we are moving on to the second round. We are going to see a basement repeat. Can they fix the issues that we saw in that opening round for both teams? Though you want to see Walkdown maybe just have that little bit more urgency, that little bit more speed. There has been a change of lineup from Wanted Goons, where the smoke has been pulled away.
Changing bag.
Okay, we're seeing way too
yeah.
many wallbangs. Like, what is happening? Granny destroys. To be fair, there were punch controls on the wall, so less than crazy to maybe think that he was just holding that punch roll, waiting for someone to come up. But a C4 lands on Derek, does not fully take him out, but that's a lot of damage to be done onto the Ying. But it also does mean that's less utility to stop a plant. But at least they still have that Tachanka, they still have that Echo to later on stop that round.
Yeah, this is honestly a way better start of the round. This time Lockdown are able to get the opening frag rather than Giku decided to stay all the way back into site, which is smart because he is the Echo, so you want to have him around for the post plant. But yeah, just extremely unlucky on the side of Roxo taking out like that, as we see Cirx taking an open area. We also have Conquer inside the kitchen. They do not know that Tiny Jerry is still behind the kitchen counter. This is going to be extremely detrimental to lockdown if anyone gets into the middle of his crossfire, as it looks like the Dokkaebi will be swinging, does not know. And the one tap to the back of the head. He finds two off of that. Two players unaware, one on the cam, one just completely unaware. Bad comms, bad drones, as we are now tied up 3-3 in man count.
Yeah, again, that comes down to what we were seeing a lot on Border. The intel game coming out from Walk 'em Down has been very, very poor. Just not able to see these rat spots, not able to see these situations, and that's really coming down to the fact, look, the Snake was banned out. That's a great operator for a team that doesn't have the best intel game or the best droning to bring out, because of the fact that the Snake is for free operator to just like lazily drone, and they don't even know that it's still a fight. No, it's not. Okay.
No, yeah.
The lineup was weird. I thought there was like blue stairs for a second, but it's because he phased through the, I don't know. The game's weird. But it doesn't matter, as ITQC gets the next pick onto Conquer, and now, even though they're able to come out with a Hail Mary in the round before, I don't think it's going to happen this time round out, as he's burning in the fire to try and get this bomb down. The Echo is still up, but the Echo does go down slowly, starting to be established, but goes to one ITQC to finish this last with the pistol, and it is going to be a round rebuttal from...
Clearly just not meant to be at that point. Walkdown had all the advantage up until Scarping was able to find two, and then it was all downhill from there. That Echo, and I mean, it's partly the Echo, partly the Ying, but Echo just getting so much impact in that round, denying the plant from Ronnie, making him scared, having to reposition, forcing the Ying to drop down in the site. I don't know what it is with the Ying players on the side of Walkdown. I assume it's just a lack of comms, but that's the second time where he's thrown the Ying Candelas down and it's blinded his teammate and not the other team.
Bomb located by attackers.
I would say aim labs is free, but in this situation you just need to know where your teammates are and not worry about your own aiming.
I mean, to be fair, he blinded his teammate when he's getting the bomb down.
Well, that, but I was also talking about like the first round where they had taken open area and Ying was completely left unaware.
10 seconds remaining.
It was prepped. He was holding it for a long time, so.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but I think you're being harsh. Like, guy threw a Candela a little bit too late.
Like it nothing came of it. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, I think if that's the reason we're getting at them, that's not the reason they're losing these rounds. There are bigger issues in these rounds than a guy throwing a Candela too late. No, the issues are their drone work is atrocious. Like that's honestly the issue right now. They just are not droning the map properly, and they're not being able to figure out where these rat plays are coming out from walk down. Obviously, we don't have the comms, so we don't actually know what is being said in that chat with either team. So it's not something we can really comment on in terms of that particular instance. But there's got to be something fixed in the comms to make sure that these drones are coming out. I do like the addition of that Twitch to make sure that more intel can come out for the side of Walkdown.
That is all gonna hinge on these few rounds if they're able to figure out their drone work or not. I will remind folks that this is the second map. Banny will find Ghost, who is just getting a little too aggressive over by Archives. We'll get the first pick. No mirror on the board means the Twitch won't have too much to shoot off, and I want to say like genuinely nothing. He has the bandit batteries and the Jaeger ADSs, which can just be shot off normally or just EMP'd. Derek will find one though, as I'm just whispering sweet nothings into his ear. And it is looking worse and worse for Water Goons as they're just throwing their bodies at every open window to no avail. Trade comes out. Scarping will find another two. That's a huge two-piece. Will stop the defusal. Derek is downed but not out. It is all left up to Ying and Blackbird, who are up in Trump. Will they be able to find these last two players? Challenge come out, just going side to side. Cirx will be able to find one. Does he know about the second player? He does not, but it doesn't matter. He still escapes with his life. It is all up of the Scarping. The technical 2v1, but it will not be done as Walkdown finally close out this round.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of aggression from out from the Goons. Yes, I know how well you've been doing in these first two rounds. I know how well you did in the first map. But Ego's enemy, guys, you can't be just running at them. You've got to still play your game. You've got to still play how you've been playing throughout the entirety of Border, throughout the entirety of at least the first two rounds of Bank. just play disciplined and at least give your opponents that bit of respect, because you know how good walking down can be. We saw glimpses of it in Border, and now we're seeing 2 rounds now where they have really shown their quality.
Well said. So, as we end the
Defenders, protect your bombs from
first
being
quarter,
defused by
if you will,
attackers.
if I'll remember what my keys are, we are going back to the middle site, kitchen, and actually, this is the first time they've gone here. They went basement twice, and they've gone upstairs.
First time, no going back. It's their first time. We're going to see the turtle site from the Goons and see how it goes. Well, see, like I said on Border, to be fair, it did come out somewhat to the right idea. This is an attacker-sided map, right? So
Yeah.
it's not crazy to see the attack going up to a great start. I remember watching I think it was a Dream stream,
10
where
seconds
he
to go.
went, if I go away with a free spot on bank, he's like
5
over the
seconds to
moon, just
insertion.
because, on defense, well, just as nowadays, when you're attacking on bank,
Attackers are moving
you
out
are
to locate
getting
a bomb and
absolutely
defuse it.
destroyed. It is so hard to play in any power position just because the amount of util that attackers now have, and you can't ban at all. You only get 3 bans.
This is true. Even though it doesn't feel like some of the bans are too impactful whenever you're a player, at least. Just sometimes where you're out on the 3rd ban for the half, and you're like, I don't know what I want to ban. The other team hasn't really challenged us that much, and we could ban anything or nothing, and I'd be fine. That's just me, though.
Well, into this next round. I'm not surprised the Echo was banned out, just because how well it was used on that second basement bomb. So I know it's one of the big reasons that they wanted that and that rat to keep going for something here, but it's actually his teammate Ghost to get that opening pick inside of stock. He's still going for an aggressive position. He does have to be careful, not only about the windows behind him, but also the skylight, but also square door, but there's also a lurk inside of lobby by Derek, able to get a long distance in, but the pilot elevator sussed him out here.
Yeah. I'm so afraid. I was so afraid for Geek's life there for a second. If anyone had gone up to that square skylight, he was a dead man walking. Alas, he did back off before anyone went to check. Derek still on the lurk, trying to get any picks, any use over here. We'll hit an Ella mine and will notify the defenders of his position, but it's currently still to no avail as he is just being allowed to hold above. Ghost is rolling the top mid, will finally get picked off by Cirques, who had rotated all the way to lobby. Will he also grab ITQC, who's on the main stairs? I think we have... Oh, no. The other player upstairs managed to fall off, as is ITQC, who is getting traded out by Geek. It is a 3v3. I'm still very worried about this round, Milo.
Yeah, well, but the HP is an advantage walk down Esports right now, and the fact that they don't have much util. Obviously, they do have complete vert control, but Conquer doesn't care about util. He'll just walk ITQC down, and now you're looking at the time, 40 seconds up. You're looking at the position. Both players of Wanted Goons are deep inside the site, and it's looking like, no, it can't even be a hash drop. The hash is still reinforced. It's more about that they can't play in some of the aggressive positions, but he has been able to retake into that printer window position because there's no one able to really punish him. The flash goes out, but again, the warden can just walk in. The question mark is going to be Derek on this backstab, on this advantage hit. We don't know about him. They do. The bolt comes out, but it's a great shot coming out from Rocket, but he's instantly refragged, and now a 1v1 situation. This one out scarping the 1v2 clutch because of the fact that there was only really one avenue the attackers come from. The hatch never being opened up really hurt them.
Yeah, huge defense from Wanted Goons there. Again, conquering ITQC. Hello? A Rooney DMR is the most busted gun in the game, and it served him no use having to just rely on his teammates.
He was low. He was low.
He wasn't as low as Noct, though. He still had at least half HP.
Yeah, he didn't
Attackers
kill
need to locate and
Didn't die
defuse
for that.
bombs.
He died to Ace. Ace had more HP and is using the second best gun in the game that isn't called a DMR.
You're ruining my storylines here. That's all.
I'm
says-
ruining it by using factual information. He was using the AK-12 up against a guy that was half HP. Of course he's winning that gunfight.
Nope.
That's just what he's supposed to win.
Have you considered that emotions don't care about your facts and logic?
The emotion, fuck your emotion. He lost the gunfight.
Whoa.
That's the fact and logic. He lost the gunfight.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that
Slim, I
could
swore
that
on
could
the
be an
podcast.
emotion.
10 seconds left.
Emotionally
Anyway,
distraught.
on to the next round. Basement.
seconds
It's
left.
50-50 in terms of win rate for both teams. One of Goons lost the first round they played on this,
objective is to
and then they
locate a
won the
bomb
second
and
round. But that
defuse it.
came due to a big rat play that came down by Scarping, and also came down to great play using the Echo drones. Echo drones are not going to be on board. Scarping will not be able to get away with the same rat play. So, what's the win con here? There's only smoke babes ready to the plant, unless you count the Goros, but they do have the counter to that. They can bring in that Twitch drone, try and get those Goros down early, and then it is down to just the smokes. So the question mark is there going to be a heavy roam game? Kinda, you still will have that player on blue stairs, and then you will have no one else roaming really. Other than maybe Geek and Elevate, he can go for something aggressive, but again, that's one of those spots that you fall off quite early. You just show a little bit of presence, shoot a couple of drones, and then you fall off. It's going to be down to really Scarping to have a big round here on blue stairs.
Yeah, we do have Ghost in open area as well, so there are some players on the roam. Not a lot, I'll give you that.
But
But
he is an open area.
go, yeah. Will he find this first one? He does! Conquer had all the, just the heads up, he had Peeker's advantage, and he still manages to lose it. Ghost getting away with the free kill. Brownie not aware of who he's supposed to be tracking in that situation, as he'll go for Roxo, who's all the way in the basement. Just kind of waiting to see if he'll get baited out, as there's Warden on the blue stairs and not Smoke. Brownie, though, will elect to just rotate around, push with his teammates, as the top floor just gets fully given up by the side of one of Goons.
I mean, that's such a big pick as well. It's the Grim going down. That's that information really is losing out. And not only that, but it's also going to be one of their displacement operators. The only thing they have now left to displace people is going to be those grenades. And they are also going to have some importance on clearing util as well. So the question mark is, how are they going to clear out this player from top blue? Never mind, it doesn't matter. He's already given it up. So that's how they're going to wait to clear out the person from top blue. But they're going to util anyway, as Smoke is in and around that area. He is still inside server. He is playing a death mission. He is playing a death spot as the running down, running for the kill, and he goes for the drop shot, takes him down, and that is a quick pick. And now that's another thing where you're expecting them to use to stop that plant run down early, but it doesn't matter. The time is ticking away for walk down here.
Yeah, Roxo, I mean, he got a lot of use of that that play, but I want to question Brownie's thinking for if him and Hoopin are going to come back in the servers, why would he run back through the smoke babes to just give him the bomb? But I'll say that he'll walk into sight. Ghost will find him though. He's pushed up to no avail as the plant comes down from Hoopin. C4 comes out, will stop the plant as Derek will help from above, but it's all left up to Derek. He's unaware of one in the sight, and he'll find one. He'll live another day, but a round is lost. Wada Goons are still in the driver's seat this map. Wow, I thought it was
Well,
a
I'd
way
say
worse
they're
scoreline.
back in the driver's seat this map, as it has been a very close affair so far round out, and now we're looking at them finally actually take their first lead in this map, I'm pretty sure. Because it was 1, then 1-1, then 2-1, and now it's 3-2, so yeah,
Yep.
first lead in this match coming out for Wanted Goons. And it's something they probably should have had so far, because they had a big chance in that first round. Probably not the second, probably not the first top floor bomb site, just because they kind of got walked down from
Attackers need to
just
locate and
over-eager
defuse
aggressiveness, which I don't expect to come out, especially with looking at that lineup. You see that clash, it more tells us that they're going to be just that little bit more passive on this defense this round out. Maybe I will. Maybe they'll be like, okay, they're expecting us to be passive. Let's just, again, let's go for these ego-aggressive swings. Let's just go to get in their face
Attackers have
early.
discovered the location
But
of a bomb.
just go for that walk. I know it's funny, they're called walk down, but it doesn't work against walk down esports just because they feel like more of that passive team right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's exactly what I was saying as well, with the just it feeling like Wanted Goons were in the driver's seat. Because honestly, I thought it was 3-1 right now, not 3-2. I just completely forgot about the first round. It would seem. And yeah, walkdown are doing very little walking down. It's happened a few times here and there, but they are giving Wanted Goons their due respect, sometimes to their detriment, as they're just able to close out the round with from out of their back pocket even. Because I mean, some of the rounds have been close, but not a lot of them have been like just crazy dominant one way or the other. There's always just this hero play from one random player on the server who's able to close out for their specific team, and it's, I don't know, you really can't you can't really account for that in stats and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but looking like it's going to be maybe a quick play, especially with the sense on board. That maybe throw those sensors in and go for that quick plant play. But they're going to have to move out the first one with hers, but never mind. They don't need to move out. You shoot them in the face. Ghost is going down early, and that's just coming down to just over showing his angle, over showing his game, and giving that situation, giving that chance to Derek, who has been honestly the shining light for Walk Down throughout both maps so far. I think he had like over 11 kills in the first map, and now 7 already inside of the first 6 rounds for Walk Down Esports on attack. He's really been great for them so far, but they've got the first pick. They now need to translate this. They now need to slow down and work for this execute and work for this plant, as the Clash being on board still is going to be a struggle for them.
Yeah, Derek did in fact have 11 kills last map. Was a standout player for the side of Walk Down. And honestly, I'm getting very familiar vibes from the side of Wanted Goons as they're just throwing bodies away. But as I say that, Execute comes on through. Ronnie will get down. Hello? Is this thing on? Execute coming through? Hello? Where's my Execute?
Slowing down, they're trying to get information, but maybe slowing down just a little bit too much, as Scarpin has been able to get back control of Stop, back control here, and being able to take down 2, and not only that, get away with his life. And the player jumps in, goes down. ICQC also taken down Server in the process, and it's all left up to the man that has the only pick throughout this round, as he's looking for a 1v4 ace clutch to get a free half here on the attack of Bank.
Normally, I'd say Derek should just walk away, save his life, so that Walk Down can have a little chat, discuss what they want to do during the defensive half. But that's not even going to be a worthwhile break, as he hops in and gives his life away. And we will now be on our 2-minute scheduled break between the halves. So, yeah. If anyone new is joining and they're like, I wonder what happened during the first map. Honestly, it was very similar to this map, as Wanted Goons had gone up to 4-2 during their defensive half, and they've managed to do it once again on Bank.
Yeah, now they get to go on to the attack, onto the more favoured side, and rack up even more rounds. We saw how dominant they were on the attack of Border. Can they translate it over onto Bank? I think overall, both maps, like I said, they're both attacker-sided, so I think they'll definitely be in great minds, great optimism to be able to take this map and take this series in swift 2-0 fashion.
Not much to say, other than just insane aggro plays from both sides. And a lot of the time, whenever one player gets aggressive, it's been to their detriment, really. But other times, it does feel like, I don't have the official stat to say like what team has more opening frags than the other, but it is very much feeling like Wanted Goons are just getting away more often than not.
Maybe it's hard to say. Maybe on Border, but I feel like Walking Down had actually had a lot of great opening chances, especially in that last one. They got the opening pick, and they still just managed to just let the round go away from their favor. Whether it was just like not going for the execute quick enough, or maybe they were just so worried about the Clash because they hadn't actually gone for anything to clear her. They didn't even really have any operators to try and clear her. What, they had the floor drones to maybe push her away, maybe a couple of nades, but none of their operators really tailored to clearing out a Clash, and I think that's really what just worried them in going for that execute.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It didn't help that Flores got taken off the board very early on when they were seemingly looking like they wanted to go for an execute, but That's all in the past now as we see our potential last two operators. I think that's how that works, right? If they win 3 rounds in a row, we won't see another set.
Huh? Yeah.
Uh.
Because Shift, have you played the game before? 3 plus 4. Actually, it's just basic math, I guess. 3 plus 4, what is that, Shift? Come on, you can do it.
7.
You can do it. And what would that mean? What would that mean?
I don't know.
The game would be over because it's first to 7.
Gasp. Yeah, I meant more like I wasn't sure when the bans were gonna happen. I just couldn't remember.
Rounds.
I know it's after 3 rounds. I couldn't remember. I'm too ranked pilled. Too used to having a ban after every single round.
Old.
Or before, sorry.
Collegiate player.
Defenders protect your bombs from being
Oh
defused
man, it's
by
been too
attackers.
long.
E7 collegiate.
Retired. I graduated.
I'm retired from casting and I'm here.
Well, you're half retired. You were coming back for a league that I won't say. No spoilers.
Well, yeah, I'm still retired. Like, I haven't casted since April. I'm only coming back for that league because I've casted every single season.
Wow, so we've both been retired for the same amount of time, is what you're saying. Whoops.
Yeah, but I'm probably better at casting than you are at playing, so.
That's just hurtful.
10 seconds
I'm not
left.
even commenting whether or not that's true. That's just hurtful.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyway, on to the next round as we see a basement bomb site coming out for the
Attackers must
first
locate and
round
defuse the
of
bomb.
the defensive walk down. Looking at the lineup, it looks like it's going to be similar to what we saw in Monaghan's final lineup. It looks like it's going to be a roam early on open, player in elevator, and then you'll have the smoke inside of blue, and then maybe like 1 player down below. And again, the issue is going to be that the only things that they can do play on in the front is going to be those 3 smoke baits, and he's playing blue. So there's a bigger chance that he uses them on those blue stairs to waste time there, and then you're just hoping that the Goyos can do all the work. And with the Twitch on board, the biggest counter for them, the fact that they can just be taken out early and have nothing to do with that execute, nothing to do with that bomb going down, and the top floor being taken down quickly because of the snake still being on board. You've now just got to be scared of these mid-floor players.
I'm kind of surprised that Lockdown never banned the Solid Snake. I think you see just putting him to massive use, clearing out that top floor as Ghost will find the first one on the Brownie. That's the player in your open office. And now it is all left up to Hoop and to hold the line, at least waste a little bit more time. He'll get the first swing on the Snake, but it is not meant to be, as Edkasi will find him and then instantly get traded out by Conquer, as now a 4v3. Still just a minute and a half to go, just over a minute and a half to go. So plenty of time for the Goons to just reposition all their players, get all the hatches. There's a Goyo canister on the hatch. Roxo is unbothered. We'll get that opened lickety split. And yeah, we are just gonna have to wait and see where Wanted Goons ultimately decides to end up executing. Lobby hatch will also get opened here, and we're just kind of in a waiting game.
Yeah, and Soak's also given up the blue stairs position, so he's keeping his toxic base for that execute for the plant denial because of the fact that so many people have lost their lives. Honestly, Snake, for 2 operators, you take that because the Snake's main job was hunting down the roam clear, and they've already done that fully, and now they've gotten a minute to work with here to slowly whittle this down and get ready for this execute. 2 toxic babes still remaining for the side of the defense, but I don't think that'll be enough. But to be fair though, the Goy cannon has only just been popped. And with that being the 20 seconds remaining, that means they'll have 20 seconds to get the thing up. And there you go, another smoke break, and another Goyo canister being shot out, and he's putting the smoke down, but I think he got shot. No, it wasn't. Scarping, taking a lot of damage here, and now has to go for something here. The Ghost gets one, Derek gets the next, and now it's all left up to Derek as he gets another, has hatch control, but they're running across and he doesn't spot them in time, as they're planting deep inside of a bomb site, and it will be Roxo to get the finisher. Derek knew with a massive hero play, but great heads-up play from the 2 remaining Wanted Goons players to rush in deep and realize when the site is vulnerable.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, beautiful outplay by Derek to just retake above it. It would have worked out really, really well for them if all of his teammates had managed to stay alive on site, but it wasn't meant to be. Just every time that they looked away, that's when Wanted Goons would seemingly pop up and get the free kill. So very unlucky, a little frustrating if you are Derek. I would say if I was in his position there and then you're just like, yes, I just retook the upstairs. There's no vert. We can hold off until then. And then you look up and you're like, oh, all my teams are dead. All my teammates are dead, and I am the last one as the final 2 attackers are able to get into a position where I cannot hold the plant. So.
He also had unfortunate timing. As soon as he got to the hatch, or as soon as he tried to look down underneath hatch, as soon as the player had just finished running across the site, making that Harry Mail sprint to try and make sure that bomb went down. So just really unfortunate timing coming out from Derek, who's really been a standout player for Walkham Down Esports so far. At 9 and 5, they're going to hit double digits in 2 matches, despite really it being a cakewalk for Wonder Goons across these 2 maps.
Caster Curse incoming. Hello?
I said so far, to be fair. I said it's been a cakewalk so far. So
No, but you said that Derek will get double digits, and you just caster cursed him. Watch him stay 9 and
get double digits. I said could. So I didn't say
yeah.
will. Also, caster cursing isn't a thing because they can't hear me. Just like jinxes aren't a thing. That's just you being dumb.
Oh, Ace is just taking space right now. He's in top square. Ah, let me get out this Ace. Tiny Jerry just able to walk in below and take up all of square. I don't think anyone on the side of Walkdown Esports is aware. He does have to be aware of the player buy stock trading. Though Wamai Conquer is still also unaware of his position. Will find the Hibana. Will there be a refrag from Ace? He is looking towards the shield. He will find Conquer, but he's not aware of Hoopin either, who's also in the same position. But he will find Castle for his troubles on the way out. So honestly, I would take that any day of the week if I were Scarping, and it is back to like somewhat of a stalemate, I'd say. Just players taking their time. Derek, though, Caster Curse striking for the first time, will go down, so it's all left up to Cirques and Hoop, and Cirques will find the first, as we are just waiting for one of these to collapse on these last 3 players. Some bullets being traded back and forth, but it'll be Tiny Jerry striking again, getting his 14th kill, and ITQC closing us out. Call me a FIFA ref the way that Wanted Goons are just being gifted these rounds. I don't know, that made more sense in my head.
Are you making a joke on the fact that people are saying Argentina were gifted?
Pretty much.
But then shouldn't they lose the final and like get red carded if the ref really wanted them to win? If the ref really wanted the Brit to win, why didn't they win? And
we're actually in the alternate timeline where Argentina does win.
But we're not. They lost.
But we are, because Wanted Goons are winning.
But I'm not getting through politics. The FIFA World Cup wasn't rigged. People are just babies. Anyway, on to this round. Wanted Goons. After a very interesting round where it doesn't seem like anyone knew where anyone was. We had Roxo full sprint and up into stock window, despite there obviously going to be pressure inside of stock. Then we had an Ace walking through square when a shield was facing him and the player was on the shield, and then the Y run bars the shield and his teammate either wasn't calling or just had no idea either. And then right after that, the castle walks right in front of the square head holes where the Ace came from and the Ace ran to and has no idea as well. Either the communication on both teams were mumbled in that round, especially on Walking Down. Maybe Wanted Goons, obviously they had that little bit of a blunder from Roxo earlier in the round. But again, it's the communication, it's the intel game that just isn't there from Walkham Down. We saw it on board on the attack and their defenses just being caught off guard by rat plays, by lurks, by roams, and now here we are seeing it again from Walkham Down. Again, just being caught off guard by everything that's happening. They do get to go back down to this basement as they weren't able to win it out in their first defense. Maybe second time's the charm.
Yeah, gap hitter central last round, and it's seeming like it will be the same thing again this round. Dokkaebi taking a little bit of damage outside of ATMs. Is he being chased by a player? Does not seem that way. It was just Hoopin getting his getting some shots off, but it is looking like it's going to be a very fast server plant if they're able to get the wall off. Actually, I'm lying. They don't have the diffuser, so Beacon ITQC having site control-ish. Goes on the cross as well in garage. Will he find the Aruni? He will not. He will go down, and Derek goes for double digits. Caster's Curse does not in fact strike, but now is all left up to the last players. And Lockdown Esports has no idea that the site has been taken and the bomb has gone down.
But the thing is, the post plant isn't really the strongest. They don't really have a place where they can hold the case of the hatch is still closed. Conker gets one. Can he get the blitz as well? And he's progressing up, and he does. There you go down on the final player inside a dirt, now inside a sub, and again, well, yes, they got that bomb down. Where are they holding it from? There is nowhere that they can have a safe post plant situation. I think that's honestly just heavily rushed coming out from one of the Goons there.
I'm ashamed. I am ashamed. It's just actually, I'm not even ashamed. This is just another example of why I keep losing my ranked games. All the control, bomb is down, and no one can stay up.
Well, no. I disagree with that sentiment because they didn't have control.
They didn't have control. They got the bomb.
No. Just because bomb is down, it doesn't mean you have control. Where are they playing post plant from?
Blue server dirt.
Oh, and now, yeah, but now you're completely surrounded.
Okay.
Because they can just retake tops. They can retake top blue, which means they have the hatch control above you. They can retake the site, which means that you have to face that angle. They can retake the stairs, which means you have to at that angle. That post plant situation is awful. It generally is a terrible post plant because you don't really have any control. No, it is. It is.
Attackers need
If
to
even has a
locate
good post
and
plant
defuse the
situation,
bomb.
then I don't know what to tell you. You're just wrong.
I didn't say it was amazing.
No, it's bad. No, it's just genuinely
It was
bad.
alright.
No, it's bad.
Hell in a Cell.
You are.
You gotta play more
you
Hell in
are
a Cell.
fucked. You are fucked. You are either dying to blue hatch, you are either dying to blue stairs, or you are dying to the site. You have 5 angles you've got to look at with 3 players.
I will
You
mention
don't
Blue Hatch was
Bomb
reinforced,
located by
so
attackers.
it was
No, it
4
wasn't
angles.
soft. He blew it open.
We may need to go back to the tape.
No, I don't need to.
I'm almost certain it was
10
never
seconds
opened.
to insertion.
Regardless of that fact, we are upstairs.
No. I've just screenshotted your own stream because it's behind.
Oh, okay. I'll eat my
Attackers
words.
are heading
That's
out
fine.
to defuse a bomb.
So look at the left, right there.
I can't look at the left. I'm sorry. I don't have my Discord open. I'll take your word for it.
Telling me when I'm
Sorry, man.
Anyway. Top floor, gotta come out, walk him down, at least stop the bleeding for one more, and we do at least get to see the final bans.
This is true. So, Glaz and Rooney off the board. I don't know how I feel about the Glaz pick. I don't think anyone was really playing it. Speaking of people who are not going to be playing, Tiny Jerry off the board. He's going to have to sit out the rest of this round. He was very impactful last time that Walk Down Esports had gone upstairs. It's a 3-piece, but it is going to be all left up to his teammates to try and just close it out for him. It is.
Jerry may be ending the game 14-6, as it still could be the final round. We have seen comebacks from what we do in before, and they have been able to control here. They've been able to get outside the square, been able to make open. Nope. I know it's like isn't like right. So yeah, they can also open the counter wall here. But never mind, it's just shoot them off.
Oh.
Nope. More problems to get simple solutions, but Geek does get the man count back to even, and again just shoots them off. He does not care, but he's going back and forth. Eventually, he does die off, and now Roxo, you can open it up. You still have 2 colors, but ITQC gets 1. Derek gets another, and maybe a third. No, with the ball for ITQC, but he has been at least able to get his team a closer advantage in the man count.
Yeah, this is instantly a way better position for Wanted Goons. Honestly, Bronny needed to just learn to go back to site in that situation. Oh, as some trash talk is coming out from the dead geek who is, dare I say, 6 and 7.
6-7.
But yeah, Castle really just threw his life away. After he got that second set of pellets, he should have just backed away. He did not need to give his life in that situation. It would have been at least a better position for the side of Lockdown, as it would have been even man count. As I say that, it is game.
I will take that if we go back to cams. We don't have to do the quick, fucking speed up. We don't have fun.
Why not? It was so much fun last time.
No, because you'll see how many times I bite my nails, and I don't like that.
Alright, I guess I'll just send us to the break screen that I had earlier. But yeah, folks, that is
We
all.
speak about the game.
We can.
Yeah,
Like, I'll just go to the
what?
screen, but let the cameras
Oh, can
catch
you still
up.
hear us on the...
Yes. Okay, there we go. And I'll have the cameras catch up in the background. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Lol. This is the screen I
No, you're on
wanted.
the ending screen.
Yeah, this is the screen I wanted. Folks, there's your score, 7-3, 7-3 for the side of Wanted Goons. I can see if we want to grab an interview. Probably won't have any cameras.
You could interview Geek if you want, buddy.
I think we had a second person streaming Mukbang, unless... I don't know, I got a DM from Vitals. I'll see what he is on about. But yeah, great game all around. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Give me a second, I'm making a joke.
Winner interview at Geek.
No, I think it's a good matchup. I think they played really well. I think some rounds got away from them a little bit. I think they did sometimes struggle at keeping that man count up, but I also thought they were really impressive even when they did lose that opening pick. They're able to get it back themselves. And I think it's not only the experience that they have over a team like Walking Down, but also just the frag power they have in every single member of their team.
I would agree. Many around that was just one off the back of like both teams even. It was just one off the back of someone getting a hero play. Geek did say yes to the winner interview, so I think we'll just pull him out right now.
You got that. You got that. I'll leave the only to you, and then you can make my cam Geek's cam.
Oh, I was just gonna pull him in, and we can sit on the screen if you hate me
Do
that
I want
much.
to interview a guy that called me moron 5 times before the game for complaining about a map that it didn't even go to?
But why is what is happening? Curious.
No, I don't.
Fine. Will you at least give me some questions so I can ask our winner
Do
finals?
you not have questions yourself? You're the one that asked for the interview.
I have so many things I have to think about that whole time. That's it. I'm taking away your stream
stay.
sharing.
You know what? I'm a nice person. No, I'll stay. I'll
Join a call.
take my camera off though. You can give the camera to Geek while I talk.
Oh, I'll just stay on the screen. They don't need to see our beautiful mugs. But yeah, as we were saying, just great outplays from both sides. I wanted to get the final scores. Probably still could actually.
We're 7-3, 7-3.
Yeah, but I meant the scoreboards. Because we have the scores itself. It's just we don't have a.
Well, Geek sent them in. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Let me.
Geek was 10-3 on border, and then was 6 and 7. He was 6-7. Ghost was 6-7. Oh my god.
Hells yeah.
That's 2, 6, 7. Was anyone 6-7 on map 1? No, Hoppin was 6 and 8. Oh my god, ITQC was 6-7 opposite. He was 7-6.
Alright. Mr. Geek, we are live. I never went to a break. We've just been yapping waiting for you. Top Frag first game, 10-3, and then hitting the chat with the beautiful 6-7. How are we feeling after that round or that entire series?
I mean, I want to give a quick shout out to the team that played them in the previous round that said that those guys were cheating. I want to come on a first-hand basis and say those guys are not cheating. They are fucking terrible. But it did feel nice to win, get back in comp. We haven't scrimmed, and we don't even have a fifth. We haven't scrimmed in, I think, like almost a month. So that was kind of like getting reps for us in a sense. But, I mean, it was kind of easy. I thought with Cirques it would be more of a challenge, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Cirques, just a uncharacteristically low performance from him. It does not help that he was an emergency sub, so not really expecting to play until very last minute. But you know what? What's done is done. I don't think I have that many questions. I was very focused on the observing. I liked a lot of what I was seeing. I think the only question I would have is, uh, how nervous do you get whenever your teammates get first picked, and you have to try and clutch stuff up?
It depends on who it is. If it's Roxo, I expect it and I account for it. But if it's anybody else, then we do have to kind of adapt. I'm just shooting the shit on Roxo. He's not that bad. But if anybody gets first picked, I mean, if we're on attack, it's just like we got to try and ISO a pick and get one back, or just make sure that we don't lose any more bodies and make it worse than it has to be. And on defense, just again, ISOing, trying to get the pick back, even man count. If you let them get an execute down when you're a man down, you're more than likely not winning the round. So you have to fight for a pick back somehow.
Got no notes on that.
How's it been implementing the 2 new players onto your system? Obviously, losing out on Lost and obviously dropping Slinky has been a seismic impact change on Goons. So how have you been able to implement the 2 new players?
Well, I mean, Scarping, Geek, and Roxo are a trio as old as time. So, I mean, there was no implementing there. It's, hey, Ben, you're playing this color on the Google Drive and just play these operators and do your setup. And we'll take care of the rest. But for Goose, I mean, it's just kind of changing, like adapting to his preference and what he's best at. I know he's more known as a shield and like a lurk or a rat, but trying to get him more like into a system where we're all 5 as a unit and working together instead of just relying on him to make individual plays or anybody to be a hero on the team. I mean, I think our attacks were pretty pristine tonight. I think everything went to plan. I don't think we had much pushback, and we got to do what we wanted to do nearly every attack.
I would have to agree. There was very little pushback, even on defense, which you guys were a little more shaky on than when compared to your attacking halves, at least. But I really, the standout performance for me would be Scarping on bank with the 3-piece, just walking up of square stairs. And yeah, very much uncontested.
I mean, Ben was able to do whatever he wanted that map on defense. He ratted in behind the cafeteria desk and got 2 kills. He got 3 people in stock. Those guys, like, no offense to them, they don't know how to clear a power position or they don't know how to drone thoroughly. Their attacks kind of just rely on people walking in the building with Deimos or Snake and hoping that they walk into kills. But if they didn't walk into any of them tonight.
Yeah. One could argue that the same as could be said about you guys, but regardless of that fact, I think we're going to have to stop talking about this match and look ahead to your next match, your upper bracket quarterfinals match versus, I think it's Team Habibi FC. Yeah, it's not updated on the Wikipedia, but it is Habibi FC who won against Team Blackwater. Any thoughts going into that next match, which you'll be playing between Friday and Monday?
I mean, it'll certainly be a tougher game. Those guys are definitely like a better team than the team we just played tonight. So, but I think if we keep playing how we did tonight, and obviously if we're going to get some scrims under our belt, we're just going to get better, and people are going to understand their setups and positions and on their strats more, and we'll be more fundamentally sound. And I think we left a little bit of meat on the bone tonight in a couple of rounds. We lost a 5v3 on a customs defense on border. I'm pretty sure there's a defense on bank that we let slip too, but I mean, we should be able to handle that team. It might go 3 maps, but Geek Series don't go 3 maps. I get 2 out or 2 of them.
This is true, especially on your border. It just reminded me, you died twice on the defensive half and then only dropped 1 death on your attack.
Yeah, I get to bait on attack on that map. It's a lot of fun. I get to play ace and tell Roxo where to shoot his Capital bolt so I can ace a wall and just let the other 3 people walk in the building while I sit on a cut. It's a lot of fun.
I believe it. Well, with that, Milo, if you have any closing thoughts?
No. I mean, it was a BTA game. There's not really much to say.
Fair enough. Well, I
you
guess...
have my 2nd place medal shiny and clean.
No, Geek, I'm a moron. I lost it.
Oh,
well,
misplaced.
Right, 3rd place it'll be then.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you, Geek, for joining us. GG's again. Hope to have you on the broadcast. Hope to have vMix working properly next time. I was running into a lot of FPS issues whenever I was not on the vMix program itself. So fingers crossed that gets through. And yeah, anything else to say as we close this out?
Nope, just thanks for casting. Thanks to anybody that watched, anybody that supports us. I know I can be an asshole, but it ain't really what I'm saying. I'm just trying to piss people off, and it obviously works. So keep the hate coming, keep the love coming as well.
Perfect. Well, with that, folks, we'll bid you all adieu. Thank you again, Geek. Thank you again, Milo, for joining me on the cast. And yeah, we'll catch you for our next stream.